What is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a good week. I am just getting everything up here. How's it going, Ryan? Joe, what's up? Craig's out here. Rom's checking in. How's it going, Rom? Joe Isabella, Colby's here. Louie's here. Thomas, what's going on? Jay Dizzle, stuck at work? I feel you, man. I'm just getting off work. It's going to be a shorter one tonight. Got to stop by 7 tonight, guys. But we got plenty to talk about, and we're still going to have a good time. So I am going to go ahead and just kick it off with some of the stuff that came in this week. I'm going to talk about some of the stuff that came in through the pass around group. And I think some of these have been up on some of the other channels, but I thought they would still be kind of interesting to check out. So this one here is I think it's the Bade is how you say it, Titan. It's definitely more like a little fifth picket, fifth pocket knife, but it's got a lot of premium materials on it. So check that thing out there. I'll be spending some time with this one and then moving along to the next reviewer. It's got a really nice looking belt satin finish on the compound ground, but it's dual flats. And that forward finger choil, you can get all 4 fingers on that. Maybe maybe hanging off the back a little bit there. But it's very interesting, and I am actually kind of looking forward to checking it out. It's got some really good touches on it. I'm not quite sure who the OE is, but I'll have to check that out. What's up, Dr. Drew? How's it going? Let's see here. Go. Come on, Ryan. Really? Really? Lions? Come on, man. Actually, it's tough because their story is so good, right? They haven't been, and 91 is the last time they went to a conference championship. So it is tough. While I do want my team to win, it's going to be hard to be disappointed depending on how it goes. But I think this weekend's probably going to be the best set of games. Although I will say, I think the Bills Chiefs game was really good. I was not disappointed in that at all. We won't say a word, Grom. Not a word. Dr. Drew, I said hey already. I appreciate y'all stopping in tonight. I do have to stop at 7, so it is going to be a little bit shorter, but it's going to be jam-packed. That is for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I won't be on as long tonight, Jay Dizzle. It's going to be a little bit shorter tonight, but we got a lot to cover. So, what's up, Joe? I feel you, Ryan. I'm not mad. I think it's going to be a good game. I hope it is. I hope like there's a team that I hope none of the teams don't show up. Like I'm hoping that everybody's bringing their game. All right, the next one that is in is the Concept Cosmo. And uh and I probably should have mentioned that on the other one. Check out that static wash. It has got a really high polished stone wash on it. Really nice looking. This one here, even when I saw that it was coming around, I was like, that looks pretty wild for sure. But ergonomically, it really works because it gets your hand up off the blade so high that when you're going to do cutting task on a table or on a surface or pushing through, it puts you in the really good spot. I wouldn't have thought it looking at it and asking to check it out, but really, really nice. I think the only thing I don't really love, and at least theirs is not as colorful, is the imitation fat carbon. It's the only thing I really don't like. But there is a micarta variant, and I can't remember if there was a different one. But it looks it looks crazy showing it on the camera, looking at it, because it feels like the blade is so much longer than the handle, but it's really not. It falls in there really well. Is it not going to focus? It's trying to focus on me. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So those are the only two that I have coming in through the pass around group. Can't remember if I showed you guys this one last week. I saw that on your Instagram. Really nice looking. I know you're excited about that. You've been picking up some pretty sweet stuff here lately, Jay Dizzle. I mean, my man, you got good taste and you need to slow it down a little bit. You make it too tempting when you post all this stuff on your Instagram, man. What is up, Gonzo? How's it going, man? Just kind of letting everybody know it's going to be a little bit of a shorter show tonight. I got to stop by 7, which is kind of why I started a few minutes earlier, and I'm just now kind of going through everything that came in this week. I mentioned last week I'm going to change the like unboxing videos over to more of like what's new this week and kind of just do almost like a rapid review, but more of like a rapid sneak peek to show what's going to be coming up because I always need to spend a little bit of time with everything to put my thoughts together before I can really record or do anything with it. So, yeah, Thomas, I really like the Datsun. It's 100% my favorite Vosti, without a doubt. And, it's made it into the rotation a lot. And that's saying something because I really do have some knives that I really favor in my rotation that I gravitate to all the time. And that one, I really like that because it's bug out size. So it can flex into being a main carry when I want to carry like a lighter loadout, and then it really works as a companion carry for me, which is how I primarily carry it. I keep it in my organizer with my other gear, so I really like the Datsun. They did a great job with that one. Even with it being a crossbar lock, the thumb studs being so tight to the frame and so low below the pivot, it really fires. I really like that one. Let's see, I think that, yeah, I've seen everybody. Hey man, I might be taking you up on that. I might be taking you up on that. So I can't remember if I showed this last week. I'm sorry if I'm repeating. I did pick up a Nefarious. I really wanted and I feel like I'm repeating, so I may have shown this last week, but anyway, I really wanted the hand rub satin handle and blade finish, but all of that was gone. Like, I think that's probably one of the first ones to go. But I do really like, I know not everybody's a fan, but the copper carbon fiber with that, I guess, topo pattern, because it's not overdone, it kind of reminds me of dark matter. It's really a nice looking piece, and the finishes on the opposite side, which you don't probably see as often, with the light bronze and the very small speed holes are really, really nice. This one's still breaking in. As soon as I got it, I threw some skiffs in there, but it's getting there. It's getting really close. It's dropping pretty fast, and you can see just now. You can, once you get past the detent ball, you can, and you catch it early enough, you can control it a little bit so that it doesn't get down on the nail too fast. All right, man. Sounds good. Sounds good. We'll look for you when you get back in. But the Nefarious is really good. It's got a nice detent. I love that low profile flipper. That looks really nice and works really well. I like that it's hidden. I'm trying to figure out where it's focusing. Come on. There we go. So that low profile tipper, I think it's because it's dark. That's a temper. Low, low profile flipper. And I think it's because it's a dark color, but it's got really nice jimping on it. And then the opening hole, that one works really well. Fires out of there. So I like it. I like it so far. I'm definitely still collecting my thoughts. Couple of budget knives in this week. So I never got to, I checked out the premium version of this one, but I never got to check out the budget version. So I really wanted to do that. So when I was looking around at some stuff I hadn't seen yet, this one interested me enough to check out so I can give some thoughts and impressions. But I'm a little late to the game on this one. The Migron Pagos. This one is just like the premium version in the fact that it has the thumb studs and the front flipper. I think it has a really nice straight back look to it. Good size. Again, probably around the size of a bug out. I do hang off the back a little bit, so it makes me think it's just a little bit smaller than the bug out. So medium to large hands, probably going to like this one a lot. This one has a static wash as well, but not quite as polished. Oh, the light is really reflecting off of there. This one's got 14C28N. Really good jimping for that front flipper. As I sit there and choke on it. But it works really well. I don't think oh, I can reach around. Can you get it with I haven't tried all the deployment methods. This just came in yesterday. Yeah. So really smooth out of the box. Like, it's quite impressive. And they give you the titanium clip. And I think this one was like under 50. I'm pretty sure it was under $50. So really good value. Migron just continues to impress me. Very comfortable in hand. And I look forward to seeing what they're doing this year. And speaking of this year, this one's new from Migron for 2024. And that is the Kyrix budget. So I really like the Kyrix Premium. It's a little bit different though. They put a flipper tab on it instead of it being a front flipper. And I worried about that a little bit from the ergos because I couldn't remember exactly how this one sat. So this one here, I picked up, I don't know if they have multiple versions, but I picked up the black micarta and the coated black titanium pocket clip. And this one's the satin version. It's got a good detent. This one feels a little bit softer than the premium if I remember right. But it's got a satin finish on the 14C28N. Let me switch hands. The micarta is really well done. I like this one a lot. The relief cut works best like way back here. It's easier to control. The reverse flick feels good. The flipper tab, it feels like it could, like the lock bar could be strengthened a little bit. And I don't know if that's because the original model was dialed for the front flipper, because on the front flipper, you want that detent a little bit weaker. But it also could be because if you look, this flipper is almost below the pivot. and that takes away some of the leverage for getting that to really fire. So it feels softer on the flipper, but it's still one that I don't think yeah, you can fail it if you try. So I don't know if you can tune the detent. I don't know if it'll break in more to where the washers will get so smooth that it'll go past it. But if you give it any amount of strength, it's going to fire open. But I would like the shape of this one. Now with the micarta and the 14C28N and the titanium pocket clip, I think this one was closer to 60 instead of 50. But I really am excited about this one. I think this is going to be this is I think one of their first new models for 2024. Um, I am able to use it in the trigger pull. I don't know if this camera can focus that hard. And you can see I have just a little bit of space behind there, but I can't go any further than that. But even when I go back for like a power grip position or gorilla grip or whatever you want to call it, I have just under 4 fingers on there and very comfortable. Hand lands in a good position on this one. This one, again, also about the size of a bug out. Not quite as smooth as the Pagos out of the box, but I feel like it's going to break in. I really do. But that's I think that's one of my favorites. I love the Moyarl, but I think the Kyrex is probably one of my favorite from their medium lineup designs. Let's see what's going on here. Nefarious and Glide Strike have similar blade shapes. I haven't seen the Glide Strike. Let's see what that looks like. Who makes that one? Is it also we? Maybe I haven't seen it yet. Nope. Let's try Glide Strike. Let me just type in knife. See, that's why I love these because I'm always learning something. Oh, the sim cut. Okay. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. And I'll share my screen. Oops. My mouse got hung up here. So the Nefarious and the Glide Strike. I don't know. Glide Strike seems more drop point, and this feels more trailing point. I see some similarities, or maybe that's just a bad angle. Let's look at the other picture here. Yeah, it feels more clip point esque, and this one feels more trailing. This feels like it curves, and that looks like it's very straight, but it is pretty similar. It's not that far apart. It's not that far apart. Ryan Dye got new Spyderco sway back. It does have some lock stick. If I slow roll it open, it doesn't lock fully all the time. Any ideas? Um, if it's early lockup, the lock stick's going to be tough because I feel like all their Taiwan knives, for whatever reason, come with lock stick, and I don't have any experience with any of their titanium folders from Taiwan. Um, with the with the slow roll, I would say you can either let it break in and see if it'll get away from the early lockup, or you can try to work very lightly that lock bar down a little bit so that it'll engage further over. You can also try to increase the lock bar pressure, but if when you're flicking it open, it's locking out, that might not resolve it. But those are some suggestions. And the lock stick, I really don't know that I've ever seen anybody with a remedy for that. I'm not quite sure what it is, if it's how they're heat treating their steel versus a lock bar insert steel, and they're both so hard that neither one of them want to give any. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you. I checked my Morial the other day because I saw G Ball doing his on there. Where is my Morial? Hold on 1 second, and I'll switch the camera back. All right, as I like have all the blood rush to my head, bending over. Um, when he did his, let me switch back out to the main camera. It's gonna be really hard to do this on camera because you have to hold it up. And if you watch my channel, I have a different perspective, there you go, on how the lock should be tested. So I don't believe in batoning the lock because I'm not batoning with a knife. What we're saying is that you're going to accidentally hit it and then close the knife and put it away, right? You're not going to accidentally hit it and then turn around and accidentally hit it and then turn around and accidentally hit it and then turn around and accidentally hit it again. You're going to accidentally hit it. Whoops, I hope I never do that again. And then you're going to close the knife and let the lock reset. The shocks, the vibrations, there's so many factors and inconsistency with like a rapid fire spine whack. So what I did was just trying to carefully hold it very low is take it in. So we're going to reset it because oops, I hit it, right? This is my philosophy. And I don't know if that's coming through to you guys. Oops, I hit it. I usually don't do more than 3 normally, but I've done this one so many times. So I don't know if you can hear it, see it, but no concerns with this one. And I will say, I asked where his was locking up, and he said he had very early lockup. On my Montreal, I would say that's probably nearly 40 to 50% lockup. So I really do think that plays a factor. I've also took the knife apart and cleaned it and oiled it because I had to put my own edge on it because I finally wore the edge down. Well, I didn't have to. I could have stropped it back, but I wanted to put my own edge on it, and I like this one. I use it a ton. I carry it a ton. It's one of my favorite users. I'll check the other ones in a second. Let me just make sure I'm not falling behind. That's a slick blade. And then my Micarta looks great. Yeah, I really like the way the Curix looks. That's one of my favorites. This screen is really bright. I need to turn some lights down. Yeah, and it's a great price. I haven't looked at the lockup on this one. I also haven't had a chance to disassemble and clean it. So this one looks like it's got good lockup. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I know. One of my alerts is coming up. Hold on. What's going on here? All right, let's see here. Can y'all see that okay? Making sure my fingers are out of the way. Okay, so Curix looking good. And I haven't had a chance to take it apart to clean it. It's definitely looking like it's about a 40, at least a 40% lockup. So I'm hoping I'm on camera. So I almost wanted to do it back to back, and I don't want to test it like that. I want to do a legitimate lock reset. So this one's good. My Curix is good. So that's 2 Migrons here that you guys are seeing. Yeah, Thomas, I really like the Curix. I like the premium. I think the premium's really well done. I love that it has the micro milling lines, and I like the blade shape, handle shape, ergos. I think it actually even looks cleaner as a front flipper. I'll be honest with you guys. If this one ends up sticking around, I probably will just get rid of the flipper tab and match it to this inner piece here. It won't, I can't, at least on my end, it doesn't look like it's showing really well. There you go. Nope, this way, this way, this way. That inner piece right there. So I'll just have it match that and make that like a bigger finger choil so I can actually, for my hands, you see if I get rid of that flipper tab, how much space I have. So I'll probably just end up doing that one if I end up keeping this one like I have with the Montreal. Because I like to have a couple of good budget knives, beaters. So if I have to break down a bunch of stuff, I don't want to always break out my nicest knives. So it's nice to have it for those. Oh, and the Pegos. We got the Pegos, right? Yeah, I like that Sin cut. I'm glad that you told me about the Glide Strike because I'm not sure that I had seen that one yet. It's a good blade shape and it's a liner lock. Yeah, I like that. Is it now? I didn't know that, Louis. How's it going? Is it D2 or 9CR? That's the thing though, under 40 bucks. Under 40 bucks, it's going to be hard to find something that's going to offer, 14C28N unless you're looking at like the Moyarl from Igaron here that we just saw. That one's coming in under 50. But this one's more medium sized for sure, but it has so much space. I can get hang off just a little bit off the back, and then you got that dedicated Ford choil. And look at all that extra space. So much space. This is a good one, even if I don't know why you would be gripping that high up. This would be about as high as I would go. And all that space, tons and tons of space. So I really like the both of those. The Pagos. Let's check the Pagos out. Oh, the Pagos has got early lockup. That's gonna make me a little nervous. I don't know how well that'll come through. It's really hard to get the lighting right there in front of the camera. That looks like, oh, it's super early. Trying to look at the mark on the back. It's a super early lockup. I'm gonna be really careful again with this one. This one might. Those early lockups worry me because I feel like it can slip. Let me get a good grip. Oh, that was a bad one. That was a bad one. That was pretty weak. I think I moved both. That early lockup's making me nervous, so make sure that finger's out of the blade path. Not bad. All right, I'm gonna save a couple for the video, for the review. I'm satisfied. Um, I mean, could you hit it harder? Probably, but I'm holding I'm holding them both up, so I feel super awkward. What's up, Brian? How's it going? We're just talking about Migron stuff, as you saw already, I'm sure. Thomas Colby Grom already said hey to you guys, and Dr. Drew. Pretty Fly, what's going on? In the pocket, he's got his Spyderco Shaman, We Scopio. I hope I said that right. Finch Devil's Finger, that's a slicey one. Cuvist Vanish, S11 Flashlight, and Burt's Bees Lip Balm. Gotta have that lip balm. Gotta have that lip balm, bro. All right, let's see here. Catching up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know of a situation that I can think of where you would just full strength, like hammer with it, because I would hope you're not using any of your knives in that manner. If you have a fixed blade, I know that some of those in those survival instances, like if you're trying to nail down your what's it called for the rope for your tent, um, the anchor, if you're trying to hit that down with the pommel of a fixed blade, I could see in that instance, like if you forgot your hammer and it's, you got it in the sheath and you're using it. But even then, I don't even think you would have to go but so hard. So it's hard for me to think of a scenario where you would have to hit it hard. I'm thinking like, you're not spinning around as hard as you can and whacking it into stuff. You may accidentally hit the spine of the knife. That's what I'm looking for when I test them, and then I'm only going to do it a few times because I really don't want to damage my stuff. And that's just me personally. I mean, everybody has different expectations of their tools, so I'm not trying to like right or wrong. I'm just saying from my perspective and why I approach those tests like that. Oh, it did it again. You know what? I wonder if I need to go into my main settings. I'm glad you said something. Let me know if it happens again, because it happened last week. So I'll have to, and I changed it during the live, and I bet it only fixed it for that live. So I'll have to go check my main settings. But thanks for letting me know, Thomas. Yeah, which one did you get, Clarence? All right, I think I'm almost caught up. What's going on, Clarence? I just asked you which one you got when you were talking about your more Jarls on the way. I'd rather have the non-CR only because of the extra corrosive resistance, and it's less chippy and easy to sharpen. So I would rather have the 9CR, but I bet you'll see either a Civivi version of it or a Wii version of it. So if you like it, what I'm saying, just wait a little while. Give them 2, maybe 3 months. They'll come out with one just for you. on one of the other brands. Especially if it's well received. I feel like the Cubit was well received, and here we go. Got a premium Cubit coming from Wii. So I'm doing a challenge for this week and only using slip joints for all cutting. It's kind of a difficult task. Why, I bet it is, Louis, especially depending on how much you're cutting and what you're cutting with it. So I'm really sure Amazon saying something was delivered. Um, yeah, I've seen people do that. I'm not interested. I want to carry all my stuff. I like slip joints, don't get me wrong, and they absolutely have a place in my rotation, but I want to carry everything. The frac is even bigger. Okay. And the frac, is that just still an AR RPM 9, or do they have an S9 EV variant out there with titanium? I like to wait a little while. So here's the thing I learned about with CJRB. Everything comes out in their RPM 9 steel first, I feel like, except the BOA. I think the BOA came out in the premium steel first, but they did that on Kickstarter. I like to wait 3, 4 months after they release a new model if it's one that I'm interested in, and if it's getting enough good feedback and interest to see what type of more premium versions they do, because so far all of their premium versions have been, well, $200 or under. Not well under. I was going to say well under, but under $200, and you're getting really nice stuff. And some of the more premium options are very interesting. So I've kind of learned with Artisan, CJRB, just to wait a little while and be patient, especially if you like a model and it's one that you might think you keep in your inventory, to see what premium versions come out. And I've seen others make comments when I show off my Echo, the one that my wife got me. When I show that one off, people are like, "Oh, I wish I would have waited a little bit longer." I was like, "I'm kind of glad that I did, because they came out with that variant and it worked out really well." So Louis, you said that the pop-up hit you too. All right. Is it just one, or was it more than one? Thomas is asking Louis what slips he's carrying. That's a good question. What are you carrying? I would love to know. I actually have only like three in my inventory, and I really don't like the case sodbuster I got. But someone told me it's because I think it's artificial bone that was dyed. Hold on. I'll show you guys, because if one of you can make a recommendation on a case to try, I actually would like to try again. The one I got, it has a little bit of blade play side to side when opened. What was that down there? I'm guessing this is probably artificial. I wasn't sure if they just dyed the bone or not. It had side to side play. Yeah, it's got a lot. Oh man, it's going to be so hard to get it to show up because it won't stay focused. It's not that much. It's got a little bit. And then I like the hollow grind, but the edge was so bad that it was like ripping the paper. Like it would catch on the blade and tear it. It wouldn't slice at all, like fresh from the factory. So I had to put another edge on it. And I wanted to try a case because I was always interested. And I know it's not the same as the Jack Wolf and the Hedgehog and all of those. But I did want to try one. I wanted to try one. So if somebody has a recommendation, just let me know. So I didn't know that they had the tie version. Do they have any inlay ones yet? Or is it just the frag tie? Because I may still wait a little while just to see if they do any type of the inlays, because I know that they did Purple Haze on the Pyrite Warney, and then they did the Mars Valley on the Echo. So if they do one on the Frack, I might check that out. That's right, Southpaw. I think it will. I think both the games this weekend are going to, I'm hoping, let me rephrase that, the games this weekend are going to be as good as I think that they will be. I want to see how the Niners defense handles the run game and the pass game with the Lions coming in. And I want to see if Purdy can push it down the field against that secondary against the Lions. So I think it could be a shootout. What I don't want to happen is kind of what happened in the Baltimore Houston game, where like second half came along and it wasn't really a contest. And I was just watching because it was on TV. I wasn't really expecting to come back. What shaman did you shaman? What shaman did you get, Clarence? Did you get the regular S30V or did you get one of the special steels? So I had the M4. I kind of regret not keeping the M4, and I got the CTS XHP instead, which I like, but I kind of wish I would have just kept the M4 too. Both fail. Okay, and you were talking about the titanium frag as well. I think it was in the frag pattern. A large pyrite warning. Really? I'm gonna have to check that out, Louis. The Bowie doesn't interest me enough. Only not because I don't think that it would look good, but because I have the Padre, I have the Nefaris that was just out here. That's a Bowie. I have the Nine. That's a Bowie. I feel like I have one more, and the Django. So I want to cool it on the Bowies a little bit. Ryan says, I am getting a Kunwu Pulsar. Let me switch over here this weekend. Any thoughts? Any thoughts? I'm getting it from the man, the myth, the legend, pizza operator. I like the Pulsar. Now, what I will say is this is with a lot of crossbar locks. The detent doesn't feel as dialed with a crossbar lock when you use an opening hole versus thumb studs. I think the thumb studs give you a little bit of a higher point to reach over top of the scale, whereas with the hole, you got to kind of come in with the scale. So with the opening hole, you kind of want to treat it like you're reverse flicking, like coming into the body like this and coming out with it, so pushing in. You don't want, you don't want to kind of treat it like you do with thumb studs. I'm sorry, it's so hard to do this upside down. Uh, because you have to come down into the body, and that kind of causes you to lose your momentum. Because with thumb studs, because they're up, you can just shoot straight up and you can lay flat on the scale. So you can just shoot up like that with power. And then with the opening hole on the crossbar locks, because you gotta kind of come down and in, you lose your power and momentum by doing it that way. So I'm just pre-warning you about that. And if you're handy with doing any type of mods, I would highly recommend that you get those magnets that I used on the Demco 8020.5 because they make a substantial difference. Now, I don't know how deep the pocket is for the milling on the Pulsar. So if it's like my Django, it's actually not going to be as strong as it is on the ones that I just decided to throw on my Datsun and my Demco. It's going to be a little bit weaker, but it helped enough to where it was like, fun to flip it open. Satisfying. Rom saying, hey, have you tried the Tactile Maverick? I'm wondering if they fixed some of the issues they had early on. Yes, they have fixed it. A lot of them. Um, I can't remember if it was GP knives or DLT, but one of them had some sprint runs as I totally let the whole knife slip. And I picked up the Purple Haze. Apologize for my dog barking. My son and his girlfriend are here, so she always likes to say hi. But I got the Purple Haze one, and it's still breaking in, but it has really gotten smooth. The detent feels good. I wouldn't say it's super strong, and as you can see, because I haven't broken it in all the way, and I don't like the thumb studs. That might be one thing that I change later. These thumb studs are like the TRM thumb studs. I hate those thumb studs. You see how it has like, and maybe I should put I have the extra little, what are the rubber things? It has those on there. Sorry, I'm trying to look and show it to you. I don't like these types of thumb studs. You see how I slipped off of it? That's why I don't like them. But I may put those little, I have those little rubber bumpers that they come with from TRM or that TRM offers aftermarket on their old ones because I know they updated the thumb studs because they got so many complaints. I might do that and put those on there and see if that makes a difference. If not, I may remove those and just get some Benchmade bug out thumb studs because I think the blade stock is super similar to the Benchmade bug out. So I think that would fit on there. Which reminds me, I have one more knife to show you guys. Clarence, what is up, man? Thank you for the $5 donation. I appreciate that, man. That was super cool of you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, I like Pizza Operator. I think he's a cool guy for sure. Uh, you know, I think you'll really like the Pulsar, and if you feel like the D10's not quite strong enough for you, try to check out that magnet video. Now, I would check out the updated one, the second one, because I don't think. Well, actually, I think the first one that I did the Earth magnets on is kind of the how-to, and then I think the second one is the updated. But check them both out just in case. The second one I know has those magnet links linked. What's up, Jay Dizzle? The slip joint I am carrying is the Civivi Appalachian version 1 olive. Okay, cool. Does that one have good walk and talk, Louie? I got one more to show you guys, and nobody made any recommendations about case, so I'm still kind of lost with them. What's up, Michael? How's it going, man? All right, so last one I got. Very interested in this one specifically because of how much I really like my Maverick. Let me see. How am I going to show this to you guys? I really like the Maverick a bunch and the Hogue Misto. I hope I'm saying that right. Seemed pretty similar. Now, I really haven't checked. I'm trying to look at it while I'm showing it to y'all. Yeah, it is. They're pretty close. Pretty close. I'd actually say the Maverick, same handle length, slightly longer blade length. And then far as thickness, I definitely give the slicey edge. They look like similar blades. Yeah, it's just a little bit thicker behind the edge on, this is going to be hard to do, guys. A little bit thicker behind the edge, even though the Maverick, because that swedge on the Hogue makes it look like it's thinner. And there's no way that I'm going to be able to show this up, so I'll have to do measurements when I get to the review video for behind the edge. But hopefully you can kind of sort of see. Hold on, I'm trying to get them to lay flat. They're not playing very nice. Let me try it that way. Hopefully you can kind of sort of see this way. The Misto. Come on, camera. There you go. The Maverick it's just a slight thinness behind there, and I kind of wish I had my calipers up here. But I like a lot about this one. So Titanium Maverick, or even that version of the Maverick with the milled fat carbon, was $349. The uncoated drop point version of the Misto right now on GP Knives, because for some reason Blade HQ has it priced higher, is $329. They both have magnet cut. Both are treated at 63 and a half. Both have crossbar locks. However, the Maverick does give you a titanium pocket clip, whereas for some reason Hogue did a steel pocket clip, which I think they kind of missed on that a little bit. The hardware I checked with the magnets, all of the body hardware is titanium. The pivot is steel. The crossbar lock is steel. I didn't check the thumb studs, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to tell. Oh yeah, they're titanium. It doesn't want to suction straight to it. It's very gritty. But it is wearing the coating off. Oh shoot. It's so hard to do this, guys. This is why you can never do a review live, like a full-on review. All right, let's see here. Get it in the middle. And am I going to be able to get the crossbar lock to show on camera? Let me try that. Ooh, that's blinding me. Come on, baby. You see how it's starting to look a little polished on the crossbar lock? Well, hell, it looks really shiny in there. It looks really shiny that way. It's hard to get it to show up that way. The coating's starting to come off, and I've noticed that the grittiness that I'm feeling on the crossbar lock on this one is starting to go away. So if it doesn't go away in a couple days, I have to decide if I want to just polish the rest of the crossbar lock up and get rid of the coating that's on it entirely. And I actually the other day, I don't know if it's still on here, was using this edge here to clean off the coating that was showing up both on the spine of the knife, and then I took it apart and cleaned it off of the crossbar lock because it was coating up so much because the oil was spilling over to it because I just put way too much oil on it from the factory. Um, it's a little bit better. It's not great. The action is really good, and it has the same amount of tolerance for anyone out there that has a Spyderco, a Bug Out, an Atom, any of the quiet carry washer knives like the Drift L. It has roughly about that same amount of click without it being too sloppy, and you still and it's breaking in, and you still have the drop. Now, I imagine all of these crossbar locks on washers, the Maverick, this Misto, if it's like the bug out my wife gave me 2 years ago, once they break in, like you can go in on the pivot further and get rid of the slop, and it'll still have that drop shutty action as the washers break in. But I would say the quality on the initial drop is better. But with crossbar locks, you're not going to be perfectly centered. There you go. So you can see right there, it is. Hold on, I'm not laying it flat. I'm all backwards. Hopefully you can see there's a little bit more gap on the show side and a little less gap on the pocket clip side. There you go. That's flush on. So just slightly off-centered. It's not awful. A little bit of slop in the pivot, a little gritty. Ergos are really good. I've always liked their pocket clips, goes in and out of the pocket well, and it doesn't feel tight in hand. Unlike the Deca, this is a full four-finger grip. I like their magnet cut. I like their static wash. This one's not overly polished. It's got a nice static wash to it. So nice static wash. It cut really well. I went ahead and took it down and did like the review cut test, where I test the edge on paper and then I take it through like 4 or 5 cuts on some cardboard and then back to the paper. It did have like a small imperfection that was getting hung up. It's dropped. It took like 30 strops to get that out though. So the magnet cut is definitely hard. I'm thinking if the Misto does well enough, I think kind of like the other collector series knives that they did with the K320, the Deca. Did they do an auto, guys, in their collector series? I can't remember. I think those, if this does well, I think that they may do either an aluminum version or they may do a carbon fiber version. But I think the Misto will probably fold into their lineup if it's well received. My biggest complaint, if I had one complaint about Hogues, two, I take that back, two, it'd be that if I wish they could polish the crossbar lock if they're going to want to coat the crossbar lock to make it black. I wish they would just polish the inside and have that smooth out the gate so you didn't have to break it in. And two, I really just wish they would dial back the aggressiveness of their thumb studs and the crossbar lock studs. They're very, I mean, it was while I was trying to break it in, it was legit starting to peel like the skin on my thumb. Super aggressive. And they've always been like that. Doesn't matter which one you get. If you get any of their crossbar locks with the thumb studs, both are very aggressive. Hey, Kathleen, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Already? You already saw it? The Misto on knife on NAFs. What's it going to be? Blade Binge. I want to try to start getting in the habit. of saying Blade Binge. Was it gone already, Clarence? They're gonna be coming Blade Binge. Let me share my screen. There we go. We want to go to buy. Well, let's see here. Artisan Cutlery, Zero Tolerance. Is that the new one, the 0450? I wouldn't think so at that price. No, no, that's not the new one. That's not the one. The one's a 5 series. I'm sorry if you hear my dog barking. She's barking at my son's girlfriend again. Oh, wee mini malice. I like the mini malice. I wish it was a little bit bigger. What's up, G-Ball? Thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate it. You just missed some Migaron spine whacking, man. We had the Moriarl out here. That one passed. We're checking to see if we can find this Misto that was out here. We did my Moriarl. That one passed. You can see that one's got like, it's hard to see here. That one's got like 40% lockup. You are one of the videos that I saw that actually made me aware of this guy here. This might look familiar. And this one here was sitting at about 40% lockup, and this one passed. Oh, he finished the S90V cut test on his Migaron. Well, we'll have to check in to the video to see what that looked like. So if you're not subscribed to G-Ball, make sure you go over there and subscribe. He's well on his way to 6,000. The Pagos, the budget Pagos, I never checked this one out last year. I only checked the preview one out. This one's coming in at like 25%, and when we did this a little while ago, it still passed. So I guess I'm really lucky, luck of the draw, but we'll keep an eye on them. I haven't had a chance to break down or clean those. This Moriarl I've had for like 6 months, so that one's probably really well broken in because I use it and carry it a lot. Okay, so Clarence said not sure a little while ago. Let me go back. Let me share my screen. Got a nice bucket out there with Titan rock scale designs, but not with the pattern. Because those scales are like what, 120, 140 bucks? That's really not that bad. You getting the scales and the knife for 100, right? Just over 100, like 110, and then scales if you consider them full price. Man, did we miss it? I'm not sure when all this got listed. Orion, not seeing the Misto out there. There's the Giant Mace Ace Jutland. Kind of sort of looks like. Oh wow, somebody's got their version 2. If anybody wanted, that's a good price. I think they were like 350 brand new, 280 black PVD coated, non-flipper too. So anyone out there looking for a good price on a Jaeger, I mean, really, if you think about it, that's less than a brand new Padre. I'm trying to think of what else it's less than the brand new Hogue Misto, but that's a USA made knife. And I think we missed it. I wonder if it sold really quick or if they took it down. Yo yo. It's gone. Okay. You snooze, you lose. There's a relative out there. That one is the drop point, all blacked out. I believe those are like 350 to 375 new. I can't remember. So that's a really good price, and it's the LMAX. So a little bit of an exciting steal there. Some pretty good prices going on here on the old NAF sale. I wonder if enough people heard the feedback from Cole when they're overpriced, getting all that blowback. Now I'm curious, so I'm shopping at this point. Oh boy, Shirogoro. Woo, man, that's a lot of cheddar. That is a lot. Oh, that's a really nice looking. Is that a pair of three crew wear and purple haze? That's a lot of money though. I guess I say that because I got my S90V for what was it? 145 for the Sprint with the mint, and then I picked up the aluminum scales on sale from Applied's Weapon Tech, so I'm in it way, way less on mine. Excuse me, got to keep an eye on that clock. Got to be off by 7 o'clock. Okay, I've seen all of this stuff. I've been in here recently, and then I think Probably saw all of that on the live. I wonder if it sold really quick, Clarence. Did you catch the price? What price were they asking for? Yeah, it is G-Ball. Yeah, it is. It's definitely one of my favorites. I'll be curious to see. I have no intent of trying to sell mine right now, but I will be curious how long it lasts compared to some others. I think the relative was like one. I think that I had the relative a full year before I decided to sell mine and move it along. And it's just because so many other things that came in that I carry more. Yeah, yeah, I saw that. I don't know. Are they supposed to be? I'm not 100% sure. That's what's up, Josh. Were you here just a minute ago, G-Ball, where I was talking about some of my issues with mine? The crossbar lock, they coated the entire thing, so it's super gritty. I don't know if y'all could hear that. Could y'all hear that? I gotta be careful. I'm not sure if you can hear that. It's gritty, but as the coating starts to go away, it's getting better. And you gotta really love these thumb studs. Oh my gosh, I think it's pulling skin off of my finger onto that's so gross. It is. It is pulling the skin off off my fingers. I don't want to show that on camera, guys. Um, they're just so aggressive. Sorry, I'm concentrating on removing this stuff. Uh, yeah, that's gross. I'm not gonna show that back on camera. I'll have to I'll have to get some rubbing alcohol to get down there. Oh, did the cloth get it? It got it for the most part. Oh, it's on the other side too. Sheesh. They're just so aggressive. Um, so I ordered a set of anodized red aluminum bug out scales because I saw where the diameter on it. It should still fit on here. It might be a little tight, but I do want to try. And then the crossbar lock. It's just so aggressive. They leave such rough edges on it. So, if you're not used to that with Hogue or you're not familiar with that, it could be kind of shocking. What is up, Dwayne? How's it going, my man? I'm just reading the comments, make sure I'm not behind. I almost decided to, what did he say? Hold on, let me cut that back off. Sorry, I gotta go back down to that. I almost decided to buy one of the new Hogues, but decided to hold off. Um, Let me get through my review. So I don't know how anxious you are to take a look at it, but I might be able to send it your way to take a look at this one. I just want to kind of let it break in all the way and then do my actual review so that I can kind of, because in the unboxing I talked about, it had very serious grit when the coating was fresh on there. It is, I would say it was a 10 as far as being unacceptable, and I would say right now it's like a 6. So that's 2 days. It improved by 4 on a scale that I just made up out of nowhere. But if it breaks in the rest of the way, if not, I might try to reach out to Hogue because the other thing that I'm noticing too, while it is gritty, I don't know if that'll show up on camera, but it is. You see that one little mark on the spine there where the crossbar lock engages? Hopefully you can see that. That's the only spot it's making contact. So I don't know if that's also why mine is so gritty, which makes me wonder if I have a burr. But I tried to spin the crossbar lock around because it's not locked down, and it's still just making contact in that one spot. So I'm gonna keep an eye on it and make sure everything's cool with this knife. Because if I got one of the bad ones out of the bunch, I wouldn't want to send it around. But if it breaks in and everything seems fine, I'm happy to let you take a look at it, bro. So I think that's everything new that came in. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. And honestly, I've been keeping it at the desk downstairs, regardless of what I'm carrying for the day. Like today, I had my Nefarious, and I'm just kind of when I can in between stuff, I'm like reading an email or something because I work from home. I'll open it and close it to try to help it break in, and I think that's why it's made so much progress in these last 2 days is because I've been doing that. But what I may try to do is I may try to take some rubbing alcohol to see if that does anything to dull down the coating first. And if that doesn't work, and if it doesn't seem like it wants to go away to even out, what I may do is take my Dremel and put like a buffing wheel on it. I'd have to like shave the buffing wheel down a little bit to make that fit, but I may try to take some flints and just spin it around and go real slow and kind of check it. It's going to be tedious because I have to put it together and disassemble it and keep checking it. But I think, truth be told, polishing the crossbar lock would probably really smooth up that action and get rid of it. Yeah, man, I know you're at. I know where you're at for sure. I am wrapping up by 7. I know normally I hang out. What's up, Big Hams? How's it going, bro? Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it, bro. Oh, you know what? I forgot to check. Am I out for the month of memberships that I'm allowed to give away? Big Hams reminded me of that. Yeah, I'm out. Boo. You've gifted all 10 free for the month. So it won't refresh. I'm sorry, guys. It's not going to refresh until it looks like February. I don't know why I blanked just now. So it'll be February before I can reset that. Hopefully it'll work. I'm gonna try the rubbing alcohol first because usually rubbing alcohol on like just coated stuff really dulls it down to where I think the rest of it will break away on its own. I'd prefer to go that route because I don't want to over polish it because that takes life away from the crossbar lock. So I would have to just really go slow and take my time to do that to get rid of it. But I think if they would just polish it and or cover it when they were doing the coating and sending it that way from the factory, it'd probably do really well. That or I may just look at aftermarket crossbar locks, maybe something from Glow Reiner or something, and check the diameter to see if like the bug out or the Osborne has a similar diameter, and that may be able to work because there is just a hint of play going up and down, um, like pushing in one direction or the other, pushing in. It does have just the slightest bit of play of tolerance, and unfortunately with this one, yeah, I don't think you can remove it with a torque bit, but I'm wondering if you could do it with a what is that bit called? Kind of looks like a horseshoe. Man, I'm drawing a blank because I had to have it for my Medford pivot, and I'm totally drawing a blank on what that one's called, and it's downstairs. I'm wondering if a bit like that would take off the thumb studs and the crossbar lock studs. Anyway, getting sidetracked. Getting sidetracked. Oh man, yes. If you if you go to your studio and you go to your main dashboard, can I see mine from here so I can show this? Because I tried to show this to Kevin. Let me see if it'll let me go to my main studio. Maybe I can show you real quick if you have the time. Let me share my screen. So if you go to your studio, down here on the left, I'll go slow. I have a tendency to do this when I train because I move quick. You can go to your studio and then you can go to, where's the main dash? Oh, I'm on the main dashboard. It'll tell you somewhere on the right they had some news. So now they have the music here. Like this is where they had it when they talked about it being available. But if you don't see it here, where they talk about where you can do your you can activate the memberships so that you can give them away, go over to your, is it customization? I think it's in here. What I'll do is I'll look because I had to try to explain it to someone else, but it's been a minute, so I kind of forgot. Um, and then what you want to do is you want to go to your live. I hate the fact that I'm looking at myself. Um, because of the software that I'm using, my chat's popped out, but your chat will be over here where this little ninja is. And then from here, I gotta find it. You can go like you're gonna click on it in the chat because you're active in the chat, and then you're gonna go to buy membership gifting. Sorry, and then what you'll see here, like you see here, I guess because I read the message, it said that I don't have it. Oh, there it is. So you see down here where it says I've gifted my 10 free for the month, and then it shows you the tiers of what you can buy to give it as a gift. I think once you go in there and do that to give it away, then you should be able to see it like every time you go back. You get 10 a month to give away to, well, I've heard MC gets like 50 because of the size of his channel, but you get free memberships to give away. So I definitely I read the news, man. If you get a chance, just read the news. There's all kinds of good stuff that you can do for your community, and stuff you can do to make it fun to engage. Like I read that stuff all the time, man. Uh, I don't really have an issue with that. So I had my Deca, my first Deca for 9 months, and the crossbar lock spring broke. This was a couple of years back, and I was timid about messing with it because I wasn't sure if they really would void the warranty if I tried to do it myself. And I sent it back to them, and they had it back to me inside of 2 weeks. No questions asked. I had to fill out the form and send it in. And I think maybe it was either Benchmade or Hogue that asked for like a picture of the knife. And I was like, dude, I can't show you the crossbar lock spring. It's inside the knife. They were like, just go ahead and send it to us. So I sent it in, and they had it back inside of 2 weeks. No questions asked. And then um, my bug out, I had the Omega Spring break within 6 months, but I went ahead and replaced that one because I knew that they really wouldn't care. Well, I mean, true. If you feel that way, I get you. I think it's nice that they tier it up, right? They when you get up there and count, they give you more of that stuff to kind of give to folks. Um, it makes it fun as a creator because Lord knows I already spend plenty on the content aspect of it and the gear that I use to create the content, do the lives and everything. So it's nice that they give creators the extra stuff to do that for sure. Nice. That's awesome, Southpaw. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely do, man, and definitely check out like your creator main page every once in a while just to look at that. And I honestly think that they emailed that one out to content creators because I don't always pay attention to that one, but when I saw there was something else that prompted me to pay more attention to those, and that's where I found that information. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, guys. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. So for since we're coming up on Valentine's Day, I thought it would be fun to do a giveaway for you guys. So I'm going to be doing this art company organizer. In the organizer is going to come this Streamlight. It is snug in there. Streamlight micro stream in red. So I did a theme for you all this time around. Really nice little light. I did test it, so the battery's out of it, but I did test it. Very clicky too. Very clicky. And then also, well, I probably should take the knife out while I have the flashlight out. I have the QSP Penguin with a set of micarta scales that I dyed red. So this is a one-off. I dyed that red. I do apologize. A little bit of the oil that I used for the washers spilled through a little bit on there. That's why it looks a little dark right there. But it's tuned, it's lubed, nicely locked up. I love the penguins. They're some of my favorite knives. A little small, I know for me. I'll make it look really tiny, don't I? But I thought this would be fun. I got to look at the calendar really quick. I can't remember when I'm doing this. So, not next Thursday, but the 8th. So, if you guys are here today, if you can, come back on the 8th. That's when I'm going to be giving this set away to you guys for Valentine's Day. I thought that would be fun. I thought the red theme would be really cool. And I love to, when I can, give these little organizers. I can't remember which one this is. I'll have to look it up. But these little art company organizers, he makes, they're USA made, made by hand. I really like them. I'm hoping this is like a companion carry setup as I struggle to get the flashlight back in here. That too. Oh, the whole knife slid over when I did that. I'm hoping this will give somebody an opportunity just to kind of see how I do one of my own loadouts. Now, I will fully admit, with that penguin in there with the flipper tab, it's pretty snug. Let's see if I can get it on there. But I like the organizer, and I guess you could do it where the pocket clip rod's on the outside. Maybe. Let me see. Yeah, it might feel a little bit better like that. I'm not sure. If you don't carry a flashlight, you can always do like that Red Fisher space pen. I almost went that route, but it's pretty thin like a wallet. So I thought it'd be fun to do that. So just remember, not next Thursday's live, but the one after that we'll be doing the giveaway. And don't let me forget, because I almost forgot to tell you guys that I was doing that. Oh, thanks, Jay Dizzle. Appreciate it. I think the varied shading is cool. My parrot has denim micarta that got oil stained. Yeah. That depending on the lube that you use, that's why I've learned like over time to use less and less and almost take the oil off before you put it on to keep it that thin. But yeah, you're right. It does make the micarta look worn in addition to any like hand oil grease or whatever. Thanks, Big Ham. I appreciate it. I hope I hope somebody can come out and win it, and I love to give those away. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Oh, Grom said Thursdays are a maybe. So, normally these run till like almost 8 o'clock, if not up to 8 o'clock. So normally they're not this short. I do have to cut it short today. Thanks, WG. I appreciate it. But normally they're a little bit longer. But I hope it's not next Thursday, it's the Thursday after. So hopefully you can make it, Grom. Thanks for stopping by, Colby. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll catch you in the chats and on the next one.